Hello, everyone. It's Dina, aka Giddy Girl, and I just wanted to share a project that I did. I'm kind of on light duty right now, and so I needed to kind of um, do something to kind of keep me motivated and just moving a little bit so that I'm not just reclining in my she recliner and binge watching Netflix movies all day. So I did something pretty light duty. What I did is I tackled my fabric containers. I have three containers, and most of what's in those containers are fabric that I've had for many years. And what I thought I would do the whole joy thing and pull it out, and if it made me happy, keep it. If not, get rid of it. But then the junk journal junkie in me said, "Nope, wait, stop, halt, don't do that. You might be sorry later." So, um, so what I decided to do is I decided to keep it all and make a swatch book. And then what I'm going to do is if I don't use it by the end of 2019, I'm probably going to get rid of it. Probably. My mind might change next year, but I'm probably going to get rid of it. That's the end goal. Um, I don't have a lot of room to store fabrics. That is definitely a given. So I can't bring a lot more fabrics in. I do buy fabrics for new fabrics for like costuming and so forth. Or maybe there is a specific journal that I'm making that I do need to buy fabrics for. So that would be the only time that I would do it. But then when I have leftovers of it, what do I do with it? Right? So, anyways, I will honestly say there was a fabric that I had like a ton. It's like almost a bolt of it. I'm not even sure where I got it. It was like this hot pink jersey kind of material. And I was having my husband help me fold it because it was too long for me to handle. And it left like an oily film on my hands. And he was like, "What is that?" I go, "I don't know. I don't even know where I got this fabric." And so guess what? Done with it. It's going away. Maybe that's the way the fabric's supposed to feel. I don't know. I don't want it anymore. I honestly, I don't know. Maybe it would be better washed. I'm not sure, but I don't even want to mess with it. It's hot pink. I might have got it at Scrap PDX. I'm not sure. Like I got a lot of my samples that are in this book. So, anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and keep it. This is my swatch book that I created, and I'm going to shop here first if I have a journal in mind, and or if I want to make a bunch of somethings. I'm going to go here first, and then if I don't see what I need, um, I'll either skip to another project or I don't know. So we'll see. But I at least wanted to get this done. I needed something to do, so I got it done, and I'm pretty happy with it. So here's what it is. When I was going through this process, I already found materials that light bulb went off, and it said, "Hey, make this sort of journal," or "Hey, do this with it." And so I went ahead when I was cutting swatches off of them, I went ahead and put them aside, and knowing that I was going to do some sort of journal with them already. So, like this particular one is super pretty. Um, I can see this kind of like a spring uh, small journals kind of thing. So I have enough of it that I could either make 6 by 9 journals with it, or I can make little to-go journals, travel notebooks, that sort of thing. So I'm gonna go through the fabric and I'm gonna cut a bunch of 7 by 10s, and then whatever I have left, I'm gonna determine if I want to make smaller or micros. I'm gonna do that with this particular fabric. It's beautiful. I definitely want to do something with it. Okay. Um, Came across my husband used to be a warehouse manager, and so he was able to bring home clothing samples. And so these little jegging jeans, if you will, came home with them. Obviously, they were too small. They were kind of Asian sizes, so they were made smaller than American sizes. And so, but anyways, I love the texture of it. It feels so good. I wish I could wear them. But I knew I wanted to do a denim journal with it. And as I moved further along in the containers, I also found this material. And I thought, oh, I want to do a denim journal. That would coordinate lovely with it. And so I put the two together. And then obviously I made a note, denim journal. And then I also note on here the location of the item. So this was in a separate container. I just moved it in with this one. And so I basically had put on here gray container. So that way, when I'm ready to do this journal, I can just hop over to that container, pull it down, and grab these items, and I'm ready to rock and roll. Um, this here, one of the journals that I have on my to-do list is a metallic. journal, or a metal journal. I'm not sure what I'm going to call it, but I knew that's kind of what I was thinking because when I bought this particular toy set at Joann's that was super, super cheap, it's like a craft box and it had all these cool looking things in it, and they're all of the metallic scents. And I thought, I'm going to do a journal with it. And so I thought those particular fabrics are going to be perfect to make a journal with it. See the different, the foil and stuff. And I have small enough dies that I can make awesome little cutouts with that too. So that's going to work out nicely. So I made a note of that metallic journal. And then I kind of did that in black and white. So I found some fabrics. See, now I had a to-do list in, or a journal to-do list, and one of it was a black and white journal. And I honestly would have bought, I either would have used paper or I would have gotten material to do the black and white journal. And I don't have to do that anymore because I found my materials just going through this process. And so I went through all three boxes basically, and I cut a little piece of everything, and I purposely didn't glue all the corners down because I want to be able to flip it to the back and see what the back looks like. So that way, if it has a different design on the back, you know how when things are kind of knitted together, you get a different design on the back, and maybe you want to use that, so forth. Or maybe because um, the material had a, a picture on it or some sort of design on it, but I couldn't get to it because it was kind of further into the fabric, and rather try to cut a middle of the fabric, I made a note here, this is dragon material. So there is like dragons on this particular material. So I just cut the edge and then made a note of it. And then I wanted to be able to fill the material. So I wouldn't be able, I would be able to do a little bit of it by just touching it. But, I kind of want to just pick it up and just have it fill it between my fingers and see how that fills. And so, yeah, I purposely did not glue the whole corner to corner down. Okay. And I found this mesh in there while I was in there, and it's beautiful. I don't know what I had it in there for, but maybe that's going to make a beautiful peplum or something. I'm not sure. Um, when I went through this process, I found some jersey material that I had bought for dresses, and I was too lazy and I didn't make it. I was gonna make them for Mexico's, just like some sundresses, and again, I forgot that I had it, and so I made a note on there that I'm gonna make clothes out of it. So that's what I did here. And and then yeah, and I think I said this earlier, so apologize. So like this one has a shiny side here. I don't know if the camera's gonna catch it. Oh, I have this on autofocus. Hold on one second. So you can see that's kind of a shiny side on this side, but if you turn it to this side, it's flat. So that's another reason why I didn't want to uh, glue those corners down. And like this one, it's glitter on one side, there's no glitter on the other side. Okay. So, and again, had sample clothing, so I did keep a few of the pieces. And that way, this is a shirt, so I knew it was a shirt. And then like this particular one, even though that I have this already flagged earlier for a journal, there was so much of this material that I wanted to have a special spot separately so that I know that, there's plenty of this material. So, okay. And I got a lot of upholstery type samples too, so I wanted to make sure I got all those in here. Um, and on some of these samples, it got to the point where they're just smaller samples. And so what I basically did, I did TN for travel notebook or less. That's what that little sign means to me. So travel notebook or less. So I could use it for travel notebook, or if I wanted to use it for like a scrap piece or maybe a tip in, that sort of thing, I would have that would be the best material for it. Okay, so that's what that means. And what I did, because this was getting pretty heavy on this side, I finally got smart and I started doing the swatches on this side. And so that by the time I was all done, um, it balances out a little bit. Okay, so that's my swatch book. Like I said, I'm going to shop here before I go shopping out there, and hopefully, and I have a bunch of fat quarters too that I haven't swatched. I don't really want to do that because I don't want to ruin it, because those actually would make good sized journals. But I can go look in that drawer too. But that drawer is easier for me to get to. It doesn't have the bulky material in it, and so it's a little bit more organized. So I could do that as well. So in that process, again, what I found was this gorgeous, gorgeous. And I have more of this, which I'm super excited. So I found this awesome piece. It's already pre-cut, and it's actually already sewn all the way around the corners. Um, and this will make a perfect fabric journal. And what I immediately thought when I found this is the Bow Bunnies Genevieve collection, which I have collected. The thing with Tuesday Morning, as you all know, is that it's a hit and miss with it. They don't have the full collection at one time. They might have it. I think I got some of the pieces last year, to be honest with you, or earlier this year. And then I found a 12 by 12 pad like maybe 2 weeks ago. So I have this collection. I love blue and yellow together. I think it's just dainty and it's gorgeous. It's not anything that I would ever have in my house as a decoration, but I would love this as a journal. I think this is going to be a beautiful journal for spring. And so, anyways, I've gotten these all at once. And so then, like I said a couple of weeks ago, I actually got the 12 by 12. So let me flip through here and kind of get a brief. Look how gorgeous that is. I think I'm going to try practicing on my scan and cut and see if it'll cut these pieces out for me. I can see a bunch of tucks with these. So yeah, that was a total score. Had I not gone through the process, I would have probably made the journal with scrapbook paper. Is probably what I would have done. I would have used paper, but now I get to use this beautiful, lovely cloth, this fabric. All right, I just kind of wanted to show you my project share. Um, you know, I like to keep things in containers so it's not too clunky around here in my office, but you know what that means, out of sight, out of mind, and that's pretty much what happened. So I'm glad that I might have new purpose for all of that fabric that I've had in there for years, and we'll see how that works out. And that's it for now. All right, you guys, thanks for watching. Bye.